Did you know that 95% of purchasing decisions are completely subconscious? Yes, humans buy emotionally and we justify logically. We make a decision to buy based on how we feel, and then we look at the facts and the features and the benefits to justify that decision. This means you absolutely have to understand your buyer and their core emotional motivators to sell them anything. How? You're about to find out. Keep watching. Hey Posse, what's up? It's Alex. In this video, I'm going to talk about what I call the emotional buyer's journey, aka the 5 core emotions your customers must feel before they can say yes and buy something, anything from you. But just knowing what these emotions are won't necessarily help you sell more products or services. You also need to know how to appeal to those emotions or, pull those emotion levers in a really cool and empathetic way through your messaging and marketing. As the saying goes, don't sell the steak, sell the sizzle. Yes, I used to work at a steakhouse. I had to wear like a shirt and a tie and pop bottles of wine and all of it. And I remember that like it was yesterday. You don't sell the steak, you sell the sizzle. So before we get into it, make sure to hit that subscribe button below and don't forget to ring that bell to be notified when my next video goes live. All right, now what exactly is the emotional buyer's journey? How do you sell the sizzle? Well, good sales cannot just be about creating hype, slashing prices, presenting some juicy benefits, and then slapping on a countdown timer and calling it a day. Good sales first must elicit an emotional response. So ask yourself, how do you want your audience to feel when they buy from you? How do they want to feel? And what is their core desire? Well, to help you answer those questions, I'm going to share with you the 5 core emotions that your audience must feel before they can say yes to you. These are absolutely foundational. And yes, you want to make sure that they feel these emotions in order, so pay close attention. The first emotion your audience must feel is understood. Yes, they want to feel like you get them, like you truly understand the pain, the trouble, the frustration, or the confusion they are currently experiencing. And this is really important, that you want to help them get through it. If they don't get that feeling, like that you really understand them and what they're going through, trust me, they are not going to waste a single second on you. They are going to go on to the next person who does. I always think about this quote by Blair Warren, who says, "People will do anything for those who encourage their dreams, justify their failures, allay their fears, confirm their suspicions, and help them throw rocks at their enemies." I say that all the time. So ask yourself, how can I make my people feel understood? So here are some ideas on how you can do this in your marketing. Share your personal experiences overcoming the same problems, issues, or desires that you're talking about. Talk about why you created your product or service in the first place, and showcase empathy, of course, and compassion for what they are going through. This will go a long way. So for example, in my marketing, I frequently share the story of how I quit my job and started my business from scratch with no clients, no income, and no clue what to do. Because listen, stories are a powerful way to make your audience feel understood. All right, next up, you want your customers to feel safe. Yes, a buyer needs to feel safe with you before they're going to give you all of their hard-earned money. Crazy concept, right? Yet sometimes we forget it. Your customers want to feel like if they move forward with you, you will in fact deliver on your promises. Like that is so important, right? You'll be there to help them overcome their obstacles, their frustration, their confusion, and get them closer to their dreams or closer to that benefit they want. And to accomplish this, you want to focus on showcasing your authority and why they should trust you. Trust is the second most valuable currency in marketing, coming only second to attention. So you must know how to build trust with your customers, period. And here are some ways that you can do that. You can talk about what makes you different from your competition. You can talk about your qualifications, what makes you legit, maybe share your origin story. So how you got to where you are today and how does that make you the person who can help your customers. Share your mission, your vision, share how many people you have helped get similar results, and you can feature authority elements like testimonials or media appearances or press coverage or any notable brands that you've worked with. Now, the goal here is to prove to your audience that you know what you are doing and that you are the one who can help them. They want to make sure they are spending their money in the right place. So for example, I often share how I was crowned 2022 Marketer of the Year by Digital Marketer, was voted #1 most popular copywriter in 2023, and most recently, I received the Game Changer Award at the Women of Inspiration Awards in 2024. Now, these credentials and qualifications build a lot of trust, but if you don't have awards or credentials like this to focus on, then that is totally fine. Telling stories is another really great way to create trust. All right, next up, you want your customers to feel empowered. Yes, your audience needs to feel empowered before they'll take the next step, especially, and this is really, really important, if you're selling any sort of transformation, right? Like taking people from A, aggravating status quo, to B, their big dream or benefit. Because here's the reality. Many people will experience some level of imposter syndrome, fear, or self-doubt at some point in their lives. I know I sure do. And these feelings are most likely to rear their ugly head when we're about to try something new or spend any sort of money on something to help us move in that direction. Now, this college admissions survey from the University of Tennessee was so interesting to read. They state that many promising students never make it through the college admissions process, not because they lack qualifications or motivation, but because self-doubt gets in the way. They go on to say that self-doubt is an even greater admissions barrier than cost. What? Than the cost of tuition. And nearly half of the respondents admitted that they don't want to pursue secondary education because they are afraid of failure. So if you feel that way, you are absolutely not alone. And it really just sounds like these students need to feel empowered to take that next step. They need to believe that they can do it. And the same is true with your customers. Like I said, especially if you're selling transformation, you need to increase believability and show them that they can do it, have it, achieve it, or create it. And one of the best ways to do this is through sharing testimonials, case studies, transformations, success stories from previous customers. But there is a catch here. You should really try to share before and after stories that your audience can really relate to, because you absolutely want them to see themselves in that before story, because then it'll help them believe that their own after is entirely possible. All right, now the next emotion you want your ideal customers to feel is excited. There is a reason that marketers hype up their latest releases, products, services, and offers. They are trying to create a feeling of excitement because excited customers are easier to sell to. Excitement means quick decision-making, which means less time to rationalize or let self-doubt get in the way or for you to talk yourself out of something. And that is a very, very good thing in marketing. But the problem is a lot of marketing focuses only on creating this emotion, right? We're trying to create excitement with big, bold letters or exclamation marks, and we just hype, hype, hype without first focusing on the 3 foundational emotions that I just discussed. And then they wonder why no one is buying, right? I am screaming at them to buy now and still no one is buying. Well, if nobody is buying, this video might be a clue for you. Now, you might not have the mega marketing budget that the Barbie movie used to hype up their movie and collaborate with brands for literal years before it was released. And you might not have the brand awareness needed to generate hundreds of thousands of views on trending videos and user-generated content from excited fans. But there is something you can do to create a sense of excitement in your customers right now. And it's one of my all-time favorite persuasion principles, future pacing. This is another form of storytelling when you paint a very clear picture of your customer's potential future after they use your product, buy your service, sign up for your subscription, work with you, or whatever it is you're doing. So you want to ask yourself, what is the big transformation my customer is seeking, right? That A, aggravating status quo, to B, big dream or benefit, and how can you showcase that possibility to get them very excited about taking that next step with you. But remember, overhyping and exaggerating or making empty promises is totally not cool. Always be honest and completely stay in integrity with your messaging, because an excited customer will not stay excited for long if they realize that everything you said to get them to buy was a bunch of bull. All right, now moving on to the fifth emotion your audience needs to feel to buy from you, and that is committed. So yes, someone can feel understood and safe and empowered and excited, but if they are not committed to taking action, they stay as fans and they never become customers. So you always want to give a strong and compelling reason for someone to buy from you right now, not later, but right now. And how do you do that? By creating a sense of real, not fake, real urgency. Now, you have seen this done like a million times, right? There is a 50% flash sale going on for 24 hours only. Doors to that program you've been eyeing are finally open, but only for the next 3 days. Maybe you attended a masterclass and then you got a special offer if you act now. Fast action bonuses, countdown timers, future price increases, early bird, and many, many more. We have seen this in marketing used all the time, and that is because this works. The truth is, as humans, we are hardwired to wait until later. We are literally inherent procrastinators, and if we are given the same time to do something to receive the same benefit, we will do it. But getting people to act now, take action now, and make a decision now is what makes powerful marketing. But then why do limited time offers and scarcity sometimes feel really icky in marketing? Well, chances are it's because these businesses are only ever focusing on that and not the 4 other emotions that we talked about earlier. And that feels really annoying, right? But if a brand that you love and trust and are excited about offers you something that can really help you solve a problem or give you something you want, and then they give you a reason to buy it now and not later, we are totally cool with it. In fact, we love when our favorite brands have a special sale or make us a special offer. So if you can manage to make your audience feel understood, safe, empowered, excited, and committed, and get them to commit to you right now, you are winning the emotional marketing game, my friends, and you will be steps ahead of everybody else. This is how you build a successful business of lifelong and loyal customers who buy from you again and again and again. So how did this video make you feel? Comment below and let me know, and I will see you next week with a brand new video. Until then, I'm Alex. Ciao for now.
All right, guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure to check out the next one from me right here. And you can click right here to get a free gift.
Learn this copywriting skill, and I promise you it will become your secret superpower for making more money this year. Even if you think you hate selling, even if you think you are a terrible, terrible writer, and even if you think you have 0 experience in sales. Can you guess what it is? Keep watching.